But it's those times where you've got this level of excitement that you're willing to take the risk. It's that electric pull. It's maybe that glance across the room, that spontaneous moment that when you think back, it was this level of chemistry. It's what separates roommates or glorified roommates. Now, there's many men I work with that they're just glorified roommates. And having actual chemistry and having love fueled with passion.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Today I'm here hoping to be able to interview Joey Wilder. He is the creator, inventor, founder, you name it.
We have Joey Wilder, first time coming on the show.
But at that moment, I had a choice to make. I either hit this while it's hot, while people are hyped up about it, or kind of let it simmer out. And I've been told by many great mentors that it's all about the timing of things. Now, leadership does not mean that you are a lieutenant commander of the woman in your home or anything of that sort. It's not to say that you are controlling in your boundaries to where they're actually just manipulation. It's not love or lust. It can be both if you know how to lead it. Now, in part 3, I want to dive into the polarity principle and how it's this tension that makes you irresistible to one another. And this is not the honeymoon phase. Polarity is the fuel that's behind the passion. It's the mystery, it's the desire. For a second, I want you to think of a time that maybe you were younger, maybe it was someone from your past, but that time that you were excited. Like maybe you snuck out at night. I got caught once sneaking out. I tried to do the stupid thing that they do in cartoons where they put pillows in the bed and I put a shirt on it and everything. Like I tried to make it look like it was me, and my younger cousin, who is the closest to me in age, he's my goddaughter's real brother. He sold me out to my mom when my mom came in a second time and she was just going to ask him if he wanted a snack. And right when she walked in a second time, he was like, I told him not to leave. He snuck out the window. Wild stuff. But it's those times where you've got this level of excitement that you're willing to take the risk. It's that electric pull. It's maybe that glance across the room, that spontaneous moment that when you think back, it was this level of chemistry. It's what separates roommates or glorified roommates. Now, there's many men I work with that they're just glorified roommates. And having actual chemistry and having love fueled with passion. But here's the truth. Most men actually kill polarity. But most of them do it without even knowing that they're doing it. They try to be safe. They try to be soft. They try to be supportive, which is great. But they tend to forget to bring any structure, direction, and exciting edge. And maybe you're listening to this right now and you're recognizing like, yeah, I kind of stopped showing up. I know there's times that I have, and I can see that now. If you guys can relate, do me a favor and put the number 1 in the chat. Or if you're listening to this on recording, comment yes. You know, when you look back and reflect, those are usually the times that you can see when you stopped leading. When maybe you came home, didn't really check in, you're next to each other on the couch, but you are both so far away. That's not only the drift, that's the death of polarity. And it all starts from, excuse me, you guys take my breath away. It all starts from that lack of structure, that lack of direction, and that lack of edge. It stops from You guys just stop going on dates. Like, that's just the simple example. You stop going on dates. I will never forget when someone I cared about deeply turned to me while we were in an argument. It was not a disagreement. It was a heated argument. And she turned to me and she said, and you know, you never take me on dates anymore. Like, just out of left field. Those things that come out in left field are actually raw truths that we never knew how to share. You guys ever realize that? Like, in those moments, I don't know why it is. I'm being sarcastic. Somewhere in our mind, we are stuck in this do or die. This is the final moment. I'm never going to get another chance. It's like we're like metaphorical Braveheart. And it kills polarity when you say these ultimatum-based things. If you do this, we're done. Don't say that. If you do this, it's going to make it really challenging for us to rekindle, and I don't want that. You may feel the thing, but understand that whoever said sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. I mentioned this before. Words can cause wounds, sometimes more than physical pain. But you can't seduce a woman or have any level of passion while emotionally mirroring her. You can't lead when you're walking on eggshells, and you can't create any type of passion from neutrality. Now, today I'm going to share with you why polarity fades and how to get it back, what women feel, and what women need to feel safe and to feel a level of turned on with passion, and the 3 daily practices that rebuild passion over time if you feel like you were in the depths. Now, the depths is that place that you're in where I've had guys confide in me and share with me, and one guy, it was 13 years since they had been intimate. And this man tried to convince me that that was the relationship that he wanted. And I had to ask him in the most professional way. I said, can I ask you an honest question? And it's purely curious. He said, yeah, absolutely. I said, are you impotent? Like, it's a genuine question. And for those that don't know what impotence is, you can Google that. Like, it means nothing happens. It's a genuine question, because I had shared with him, if that's not happening from you, it's happening from somewhere. People have needs, my friend. That's just black and white. And I've shared this before. It is fundamentally flawed to believe that someone should not get their needs met if their needs are not being met in the place that they're at. I am not saying to cheat. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying from a psychoanalytical standpoint, it is not flawed for someone to get their needs met if their needs are not being met. Realistically, they should step out of the relationship and express that in a healthy way, because really what's happening is polarity is gone. It's down the drain. The old relationship is dead. Now, in this, when a man comes home to his own polarity, his relationship transforms from boring and dull to magnetic. Now I'm going to dive into why polarity dies in long-term relationships. Safety without leadership creates glorified roommates. Leadership without safety creates rebellion. Wow. One sec. I think I've realized every call I drink one of these yerba mates, and I think it dries my throat, because like my throat literally just gets really coarse and I literally can't say another word. But as I was saying, safety without leadership creates roommates, and leadership without safety just creates rebellion. that creates those tit for tat arguments, the semi-friendly, mostly mean jabs that weren't happening before. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then you start, guys, I'm really getting good at that game. Don't play that game with me. Like when Josh was with me and our friend was hanging out with us, man, there were a couple things I said that just went over. And Josh was just like, really just say that? And yeah, gotta love when you're just honestly direct with people. But it kept polarity going. It's true. I'm totally kidding. If you've ever felt like your partner has just stopped initiating, like sex has become routine or rare, or like she says she loves you, but you just feel distance, you're not alone, and it's likely a polarity problem, not a love problem. Here's what most couples unconsciously fall into. The man becomes passive to avoid conflict. The woman becomes over responsible to protect the relationship. You know, she's stepping into more of that masculine frame because you're not providing any structure. The emotional equality turns into kind of this neutral, dull, like routine. And suddenly there's no spark. There's not anything. And it's not because there's no attraction. It's because there's no difference. Passion requires polarity. Polarity requires, like, think energetic opposites. Okay. It requires distance between the two. Now, I'll share an example with you. I had a client named David, and he was a good guy. He said all the right things. He helped with the kids. He did the dishes. He gave space. He listened to feelings, but there was no fire. His wife told him, I feel like we're best friends, but I don't feel drawn to you. And I remember when he shared that with me, and it is completely fair and valid to get choked up, because as he was sharing this, he was sharing with me, he knows exactly where things went wrong and admits that it was just easier to not do the thing. It was easier to not plan the weekly date and get a babysitter because now they have 3 kids and, you know, you get older and life happens. And he said that he'd retire when his business got to this point, and then he didn't, and then she didn't trust him, and so on and so forth. And she did the thing and he did the thing. You guys know what I'm saying? And there was never any conversation. It just kind of got swept under the rug, and it started to kill polarity, because then each of you started leaving things left unsaid. And those small details are part of the bigger picture. Because you ever notice how it's like those small details that get pulled out in the heat of the moment? You guys should take a note on that, because there's something there, and you can talk to your therapist about it. I'm not here to dive into it. But with David, I had shared with him, here's the truth. You're just a caretaker. And women don't fall for caretakers. They fall for leaders and people that are captains of the ship. And right now, you're not even on the ship, my friend. And in this, we started to rebuild from rock bottom. He started to have opinions. He started to initiate plans. He started to tease in a playful way. And over time, her eyes started to light up again, is a simple way to put it. This takes both people being in that place and being willing to work on it and recognizing it. Now, this is a completely different conversation if there's been an affair, if there's like talk of divorce, anything like that. If you guys are in that place, like check out Marriage Breakthrough Method and go back further to like episode 5 to 8. But this is for the guys that are really wanting to rebuild, that sees that thread of hope. And I'm talking about healthy hope, not the unhealthy hope where it's just this figment of imagination. Maybe if this person died, then I would have a chance. Not that stuff, you know? And we've all been there, you know? Like when I was younger and I realized that Anne Hathaway got married, Princess Diaries. It's my favorite movie. Anyways, in polarity, this is why it dies. Like, there's no passion, there's no follow through. And when David actually started to share his opinion in a healthy way, not to minimize hers, he started initiating plans. This doesn't mean, are you available on this day at this time? It means, hey, I want to do something special for us. Be ready on this day at this time. Sound good? It's assumptive close. There's leadership in that, and there's excitement. It creates tension. Think rubber band. Now, I want to expand on masculine versus feminine energies. And I want you to look at this as yin and yang, light, dark. You don't need to be more masculine, but you do need to stop abandoning your edge. Let's clarify something. Masculine and feminine aren't gender roles in this context. Think of this as different sides of the spectrum. Now, masculine core energy is presence, purpose, and direction. Feminine core energy is expression, flow, and emotion. Now, masculine energy holds space. When there is a heat of the moment thing happening, the man stays even keel, even if inside he may be panicking as well. Does that make sense? Can everyone agree on that? When you have a covenant relationship, you maintain a level of presence in how you're feeling, meaning you don't Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I get it. Sometimes like people just push our buttons. Don't let them. Because maintaining that level of presence and purpose and direction, it says, I've got this. Because that masculine energy holds the space, and then the feminine side expresses. Have you ever realized when your partner feels safe, the level of connection and intimacy, it's deeper and it continues to appreciate? For those that are on here that haven't been there, keep doing the work. Because the more that you change the person that you are, the more that you will continue to call in, meet, and connect with those that are on the same wavelength. That's what happens when you start to do the work. You stop dating the same woman in a different body or the same man in a different body and having the same outcome in a different way. Eventually, you need to take a look in the mirror and say, like, maybe it's me. And that's okay. That's when the work starts. But masculine energy says, I've got us. And feminine says, can I let go and trust you? I'm just putting it black and white. Now, when both are activated, when passion is happening, conflict softens. Have you ever realized when there's passion in a healthy way, your conflict is resolved in a more cohesive and healthy way? Maybe the guys that have gone on and gotten into a healthy relationship know what I'm talking about. I see a stark contrast when I've experienced this. Conflict is able to actually be resolved. Instead of both of you feeling like I don't feel better, I just feel worse. When both are activated, that conflict, it softens. That level of passion and intimacy, it deepens. And safety and passion and seduction can all coexist at the same time. But when a man stops leading emotionally and directionally, and the woman has to take over, she has to follow through, she has to manage all the things and make sure all the things get done, polarity is completely gone. You guys know what I'm referring to, my guys that are live on here? Is this making sense? Yeah. I've spoken with so many guys that I've done this training for them in different ways over the years, and this has been fine-tuned present day. But when a man stops leading emotionally and directionally, the woman has to take over. And nothing kills desire faster than mothering the man that you're supposed to sleep with. Nobody wants a man-child, gentlemen. You are not Peter Pan. It's time to grow up. There's a lot of Peter Pans out there. Like, there really are. And Tyler's all late and putting his inspiration in. It's 2:41, bro. That was 25 minutes ago. Where have you been, dude? Did you just send that? That's dope, though. I love it. I love it. Got to drive a McLaren. Was making a late lunch. You still posted that 25 minutes ago. What, did the thought just finish ruminating or what? I'm just giving you shit. Because I see that and I was like, it's 2:41. It opened with that. I dig it. But guys, nothing kills desire faster than being mothered by the person you're with. It's not cute. It's not adorable. You need to get your shit together. I have a friend that was sharing this with me recently. She's been with this man, and I don't know how these men get these women. I don't know how this works. Crazy. Basically, they've been together 7 years, and he's never had a job the entire time. He's just told her he doesn't like working. It's too hard. Crazy, right? He just stays home. And he collects all these parts for cars. And Josh, this is going to make me laugh. Dude, he collects the most random things, like spark plugs, things that have no resale. Even I know there's no resale value of spark plugs. She was telling me this. And apparently these car parts are all over their house because he plans to resell them. And I was like, when? It's been 7 years. Crazy, right? Right? Come to San Diego. There's one here. But she's been supporting this man for 7 years. And this is reverse Stockholm, is basically what we could call it. Because she has so much care for him. There's also been no intimacy in 5 years. She has so much care for him that she's afraid that something will happen to him if they separate and he won't be okay. Crazy, right? Crazy. But we all know how this ends. She texted me today, and she is finding housing right now. She's going to churn and burn. Meaning, when he leaves at some point in the day, she's going to move all her stuff out and disappear. Yeah. Sometimes that is what must happen when there's unhealthy dynamics that are present and individuals don't want to involve police or anything like that. And I respect that. I can understand that. I've done time. I may not have my mugshot behind me. Maybe I'll just put it up right there in the middle of the living room. Just so anyone that comes over, I'm just I'm not going to do the thing I was just going to do because it's on recording. But this is how to know if you've abandoned your edge. You ask for permission instead of offering direction. Can I go do this? Is it okay if I do this? I've shared this before. I love when I'm out with male friends, and I'll do this. When I know that their girlfriend or their wife is at home, I'll shift the plans. Change the plans. Some little thing I'll change. Either we're going somewhere else or it's going to be later. Something that means that they'll have to text them. Sometimes they'll have to FaceTime. And then they'll have to phone call. The ones that FaceTime, I see what's happening. I know. They're status checking. Where are you? What's the background like? What are the sounds that I hear audibly? Come on, guys. This is chestnut checkers. But I'll do that just to see and hear and listen. Is it okay if we go here instead? It's going to be a little later. Is that okay? if you were asking for permission, if you wait for her to initiate everything, if you hide your desires so you don't mess things up, reclaiming your edge means remembering who you were when you first met and when she actually first wanted you, and who you were and what energy you carried when you were actually desirable, and how to lead even when you need to be vulnerable. And I'll put it simple. I've had to ask guys, like, do you stink? Are you well kept? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you trying to take care of yourself? Do you do anything to ignite passion and desire? Like, are you doing anything? Start there. Like, if you stink, like, sometimes people stink. I've gone to events and there's like, I'm just going to say it. If you're going to a live event, it's fucked up if you go and you stink. It's fucked up for everyone else. Because some of us have to do breath work. And like, when I'm like, I'm going to die. I've been there. But if you stink, if you're not well kept, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you just let yourself go, you need to turn the other direction, my friend. And I'm not saying you need to be a specimen, but I'm saying you need to take care of yourself, because that creates a keystone habit. And I'm not saying you need to go to the gym. I'm not saying you need to go and become a bodybuilder, but do something. Get outside. Do something. Because when you take care of yourself, that creates a keystone habit. When you start to take better care of yourself, usually you start having better financial literacy. You start eating better. You start thinking better. You start trying to educate yourself more and get further ahead. It creates a momentum ecosystem in all areas. Like, taking care of yourself from a wellness standpoint is one of the biggest master keys to reignite polarity, or to add polarity to your life. If you feel like you're an undesirable person and that you don't bring a lot to the table, and I'm not saying you need to be a specimen and have a six-pack, but I am saying start taking better care of yourself. Start there. Start with you. Because when it comes to polarity, my friends, you start not only learning how to lead, but you start leaning into what I call the 3 pillars of reigniting polarity. Because you reignite passion without trying harder. You just learn how to lead better. And it starts with pillar number 1, which is presence. You can't seduce someone if she can't feel you, because masculine presence is grounded. It's still. It's attuned. It doesn't fidget. It's not anxious. It doesn't over-explain. It definitely doesn't chase. I get it. Sometimes guys get really excited, especially when like it's a really great person. Guys, I've been there. And I'm just going to be honest with you. There will be others. I hate hearing that, but it's the truth. It is the truth. There will be others. No, that's the only one. It was the love of my life. No, it was my twin flame. No, shut up. Stop. Sit down. No, Josh, I'm not attacking you. I feel attacked. I'm attacking myself too if I'm attacking you. My heart hurts. I'm just kidding. Man, so many people in the gym smell like onion fields. Yeah. No, Tyler, you're probably going to like LA Fitness, Equinox, Crunch, Choose, Planet Fitness, maybe something out there. Go to Equinox, my friend. People smell great. Mainly because they have great smelling deodorant in there. So like, yeah, dude, LA Fitness, you've got the carpet floors, bro. What do you expect? Why is there carpet on the floor in the gym? Why? No, I won't accept it. But back on topic, presence. It allows you to see her fully without performing. without performing. Every guy strives to be the man he is on the first date. I heard this joke one time, and that was how it started. He was like, man, you know who I want to be? The guy I am on the first date. He reads. He knows how to talk. Man, he's got eye contact. Man, he knows he's the man. He's not me. And although it was a joke from a comedian, there's some truth there. Some men show up to perform, to show someone this version of them that is not truly them. And I'm not saying that you can't be excited and do things that are special, but I'm not saying try to convince someone you're someone you're not. Because when you can have presence and groundedness without performance, that is what truly ignites polarity. Now, I want you to practice this. Sit across from your partner for 5 minutes. No words, just breathe. And eye gaze. Sit there for 5 minutes, set a timer, and at the end, just chat about how you both felt. There's power in eye gazing, in just being present. Some people cannot sit in silence. They have to constantly be filling space with nonsensical conversation. I don't like those people. I don't have any of those people around me. Because Josh knows me well enough to know that I will turn to someone and say in the most kind way, hey, I really appreciate you sharing, but I'm really not following what you're saying at all. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to provide any response to you. Sometimes people just like to hear themselves talk. We all know someone that likes to hear themselves talk. But share with each other what came up during that eye gaze. And number 2 in this pillar is provocation. Challenge creates heat. And when you ignite play and a level of fun, it allows both of you to soften. And this leads to flirting. It leads to more teasing. And it leads to this level of grounded boldness. Maybe it leads to you making a move. It reawakens that part of her that wants to be swept, not by control, but by fun, passion, and direction. I really hope no one hears this and misconstrues this. Like, he's telling people how to pick up women. He's a pickup artist. Shut up. People are wild. There's a whole PUA community out there, and I will publicly call them out, and drives me insane. But this is not that. Now, I want you to practice this. Plan a date. Don't ask. Invite, the assumptive close, and text her midday something playful. Hey, cancel your plans. I'm taking you out. Wear this color dress. And I want you to take note of this. Now, in her mind, when that's not normal and this isn't regular, you're going to fold, meaning you're not going to follow through because this hasn't happened before. Follow through. Okay? If you haven't done it yet, follow through. This is when you start to lead by direction. And number 3, the final pillar, is praise. Now, she wants to be seen, and you want to feel heard. Right? Women want to feel seen, and men want to feel heard and appreciated. Women want to feel seen and have their feelings validated, and men want to be heard and appreciated. Tell me I'm wrong. Now, in praise, you don't praise her for what she does. You admire who she is when she's lit up, when she's emotional, when she's playful, when she's the level of fierce. You acknowledge those small details. Now, I want you to practice this. Notice a moment when she's radiant and then say it. Example, when you laughed just now, you really lit up and I really miss seeing that part of you. Praise creates receptivity and receptivity creates attraction. Now I'm going to give you this exercise. It's called the Polarity self-audit. Now answer honestly, and you can do this even if you're single. When was the last time I led with grounded decisions or grounded decisiveness? When did I last create tension when I was on a date or in a relationship? Like the playful kind. And this third one, it's probably going to trigger some guys because I know every guy just has an end goal. Most men. You shouldn't always. When did I last express desire without expressing, or when did I last express desire without expecting sex? Guys, she knows when you're doing things, just trying to get some cupcakes. We're going to use cupcakes. She knows. There's no desire there. Like, simple as that. When did you last express desire without expecting sex? And the final one, what do I avoid that used to create passion? Now, here's the frame for this. What I've been avoiding, what I will lead with this week, how I will bring presence into my next dynamic or my current dynamic. This is for guys that are single and not ready to mingle, because you should not just, the quickest way to get over to someone is get underneath someone else. No. I don't know what they're teaching you out there in the empowered cults, but that's not the way, my friends. Don't wet your beak. Don't do that, because people out there have gonorrhea for herbalitis. That shit comes back with you. You can't just take a Z-Pack and get rid of some of that stuff. You can't. And Josh is like, no, can't. But guys, here's the homework assignment for today, or for this call. It's called Reclaim the Spark. And I want you to practice the 3 pillars of polarity over the next 7 days. Now, I want you, if you are single, practice this for yourself. Plan something that is for you. You can think of this as taking yourself on a date, taking yourself out to do something to honor yourself. You are showing a level of provocation to yourself. Or you can lean into praise. Give yourself one genuine desire-infused compliment per day. If you have a partner, give it to them. You get to practice these 3 pillars over the next 7 days. And journal what things shift emotionally, sexually, energetically. And share your wins if you're in the community, inside the group. And here's the final statement for today. Polarity does not mean that you hold all the power over her. It means you guys hold cohesive power together. It's the art of creating safety and spark. It's the art of holding emotions without dimming your own direction. Because when a woman feels both safe and led, she melts. When a man is anchored in presence and healthy leadership, it allows her to ignite, and it allows you to both come together in covenant and create something beautiful.